I made the point last night that the advantage of a three-part unofficial and then official election campaign was that no one could hide. The longer it goes on, the more we learn about every single MP and candidate, and the more we discover about their predilections and backgrounds. Well, that's a good thing for voters, if, of course, we don't go mad being exposed to so much electioneering. Overnight, we learnt a whole lot more about these voices of so-called independent candidates. They really should be called the anti-coalition party because they are there to bring down the government, and their own climate gender-based policies, well, they seem to be becoming secondary. Thanks to the usually pro-left forces on the project on Channel 10, we discovered that the voices of candidate in the seat of Kooyong, Monique Ryan, has a distinct Labor-flavoured background.
So what's your political background?
I have none. I'm a cleanskin.
Monique admits she was a member of the Labor Party for 3 years, but she quit in 2010 when Kevin Rudd went soft on climate change.
Your opponents will say you're a Labor person.
Yes. I'm not wearing the same jumpers I was wearing 10 years ago. I'm not. I'm just simply not. I'm not a tool of any person or any faction. I don't have to toe any party lines. I am a true independent.
As long as the coalition don't win the election, the man standing in the way of victory for the anti-coalition party's Monique Ryan in Kooyong is, of course, the Treasurer. He's changed his tune about not giving his opponents any airspace and seems to be on the front foot now.
The independent movement is a front for the Labor Party and the Greens.
This, of course, follows what we learnt last week about another Voices of candidate, Jo Dyer, who not only made it her mission to bring down former Attorney-General Christian Porter, but she too hails from active Labor politics. And so it didn't take long for the Prime Minister today to repeat his warning about this well-funded group of coalition haters.
I said they were the voices of Labor, and that's proof positive that they are. This is not some independent movement. This is a political party which is opposing the LNP, the Liberal Party, the Nationals. This is a political movement funded by big money down there in the southern states to try and turf out the government. That's what they're about.
Too right. And they are powerful because they've been able to raise millions of dollars. Now, revenge, as we all know, is a powerful force in all forms of politics, and the drive behind these anti-coalition candidates is very instructive. It's twofold. A group called Climate 200, which you may have heard of, and the one-time loyal Liberal Party supporter Simon Holmes à Court. Yes, he of the Robert and Janet Holmes à Court fortune. He once raised funds for Josh Frydenberg's Liberal Party fundraising arm, Kooyong 200. Even the name Climate 200 is a dig at the Liberal Party. But there was a falling out between the pair when Simon wrote a scathing article about Frydenberg's support for the Liddell coal-fired power station, and that was it. The now Treasurer wiped Simon's membership of Kooyong 200 and he was given his membership fees back. Ouch. There's a large degree of revenge in what Holmes à Court is doing to the Liberal Party. Since then, he stated that he's lost faith in the modern coalition. As for Climate 200, guess who's the convener of that group? Simon Holmes à Court. And look at these faces. There's Malcolm Turnbull's favourite female Liberal, Julia Banks. Yes, the Liberal turned Liberal hater, just like Malcolm. Rob Oakeshott is on the Advisory Council, the former National Party MP who turned to Labor and Julia Gillard in 2010. Even his bosom buddy from that period, former National Party MP Tony Windsor, is on the council. He's a long-time Barnaby Joyce hater, as we know, and also teamed up with Labor in 2010. Are you kind of getting that the Prime Minister might be dead right here? There's Dr Kerryn Phelps too, who has no love loss for the coalition and is still smarting over the reversal of her medical evacuation of asylum seekers bill. It's interesting to note you can find a connection between most of these Climate Council members on Climate 200 and a bloke named Turnbull, either Malcolm or his son, Alex. That's the inside story of what the Voices of are all about. The candidate creates a team and Climate 200 fund that team. Now, from the outside, it seems as though the main qualification is a hatred of the coalition. There's plenty of that, and a mission to bring down the Morrison government. Those climate and gender policies, they seem to be optional. A group of independents? Hardly. Let's tell the truth. It's Malcolm and Simon's election army of revenge.